I've seen so many different sets of plans, and one of the most common things that we see is when selections and materials change from drawings to by the time they get to site. Now, one of the reasons these changes happen is because there's all these different stakeholders that are involved in a custom home building project, and all the different stakeholders are thinking about the project from a different point of view. You've got clients, so they want it to look a certain way because they've seen looks on Pinterest. Then you've got the designing team, and the designers are going to look at it from how do we blend materials together, what do we need to know from council requirements, from climate requirements. And then you have the construction team, the builders, who are looking at materials from a cost, ease of installation, easily accessible to me in my market areas. What that means is you've got three main different points of view. They're all going to have a different opinion on why a certain product is important and why they want to choose a certain product, whether it's cladding, whether it's tiling, whether it's a paint color, whether it's a roof type. There's so many different options and they all serve different purposes. So one of the most important things you as a custom home builder can do is to know your products inside and out. Ultimately, what you as a builder want to act as is the expert between design, client, and construction. How to achieve the design looks that the client wants, how to deliver it on their budget, but knowing how to still achieve all the necessary things in terms of thermal properties, construction quality. That's where you as the custom builder can come in and provide that expertise to not only bridge the gap between design and client delivery, but also still deliver a quality product to your client. Let's look at three specific examples of where you knowing your products as the custom builder can prove that you're the expert in this area. Number one, budget management and cost saving. A really good example that's happening at the moment is people are loving the timber cladding look. Charred timber cladding, grade off timber, hardwood timber everywhere, and that looks fantastic. But the reality of understanding what goes into the cost of buying certain claddings, and not only that, but the upkeep and labor cost of installing certain timber claddings can be huge and can be a real eye-opener for clients and designers. Particular burnt end claddings that are charred timber, that means when you install it, you've got to wear gloves because the charcoal gets everywhere, and then you've got to burn the ends to make sure they seal properly, compared to a composite timber sheet cladding that can be put on and stained to look like dark timber. That might not be the exact same product, but if we break it down, what it is going to provide the client with is similar charred or burnt or dark timber look. It's going to be easier to install on site because it's an off-the-shelf sheet product that you can buy. And the labor component is not going to be anywhere near as intensive or expensive for the client because it's a run-of-the-mill product that carpenters can install. What I'm not saying is that we should be finding cheaper products to substitute, but what I am saying is that if a builder knows the products inside and out, they can provide options to their clients and say, look, I know you're trying to achieve this look, but your budget can't achieve that look. So therefore, here's an option of what we can do instead that can still get you where you want to be without hurting you too much in the pocket. Second thing is construction quality. So knowing your products and knowing what quality and what outcomes certain products are going to give you in a build are really important, and they're really important to explain that to designers and to clients. So energy reports are something that's going to dictate what requirements your build needs in terms of insulation, cladding properties, glazing, lighting. You could easily use standard builder's paper, standard sarking, sisal, things like that, and it might achieve to the code what's required, or to the energy report what's required. But if you're a builder that values quality and values ventilation, values thermal property, values weather tightness, what you might want to look for is more like a class 4 membrane and a weather tight membrane. Now, is that more expensive? Potentially. Is it more labor intensive to install? Potentially. But does that give your client a better quality, longer lasting home? Probably as well. Now, you don't have to be a building scientist to have that understanding, but having enough knowledge to know why those products are important, what they're going to give the client, is where knowing those products and knowing the information behind them becomes really important, because you can tell the client the story of why you want to go ahead and do this as part of the construction. What it also does, it can help explain to the client where pricing comes from. In one of our other videos, we've talked about understanding pricing in custom home building. This is another point about knowing where the pricing comes from is important. If you know your products, you can then justify where the pricing comes from to your client, and explain, just because the pricing is different and more expensive, what the quality that comes with that is going to be. And the third thing is problem solving. Custom home builders are professional problem solvers. From the design point of view, when they're reviewing plans, from communication point of view, between trying to understand what clients, designers, subcontractors, different stakeholders are trying to do, on site, when you get to site and the conditions don't match what they thought they were going to be, or the plans don't quite line up, especially on a renovation or extension, or the existing building's quality isn't quite as good as what you thought they were going to be when you take that sheet of roof off. Being a problem solver means the more knowledge you have and the more confidence you have in your knowledge, the quicker you can provide those solutions. We get to site, we realize there's a bigger step when we're going to set the footings out than what we thought was going to be there. When we've measured heights, we thought we were only going to have a small step that we're going to be able to form in the slab. Now we've realized it's about a 400 mil drop. Right, what are we going to do? Okay, problem solution one. We can still form it with concrete, but that's going to be extra form work. We need to get extra Rio designed. We're going to need to pack the fill, compact it a little bit more. Again, not a wrong solution. Could definitely be the right solution. But a builder that knows his products and knows his construction detailing can also have an option of, here's another way we could do this. Let's pour one, then let's block it up, and then let's do slab pour number two. Or let's bulk things out and do a drop edge beam here. Knowing your products, knowing what products can be used where, knowing how you can use it and who can do it for you, are not only going to be important as you build it, but they're also going to give you all those quick answers to when you come up with those problems on site or in the office or in the design. You're going to have that kit bag full of answers so that you can be that professional problem solver on your project. So these examples of cost saving for clients, enhancing construction quality and understanding why, communicating to clients about why you want to do things a certain way and why certain products could be options, and then using that information to solve problems throughout the whole construction process are really why it's such an important thing for custom builders to know their products. If you'd like to find out more, check out this other video that we made.